Hello and welcome. We are starting with turn 3 of the tactical surprise scenario for the next war Iran. But before we will start turn 3, I would like to show you the losses that both sides suffer during the turns 1 and 2. As you can see, American Allied losses are definitely smaller. They lost only 2 air units, 3 battalions, 1 mechanized battalion and a single brigade. Chinese and Iranian units are definitely higher, especially when it comes to the air units, but air mobile brigades, 3 armored brigades, so 2 headquarters. Fun, what can be fun, Iranian Air Force isn't currently in the big troubles. They lost only 1 Phantom unit and 1 Cobra, so that's not a big deal. But the problem is that they lost a couple of their units, already took 1 loss, and they cannot be replaced because Iran has no ability to replace its lost and damaged airplanes. So here are current loss. I think it is interesting take to see this, and now we can finally start turn 3. So let's start with weather roll, because we are starting with weather phase. This is wet season, so we have +1 to die roll. Previously we had a clear weather that was pretty good, but now it may change. Well, no. That's 1, so no. +1, so that's 2. So the weather remains clear. Okay, so next we need to check who is going to have initiative in the turn 1. The answer is going to be quite clear. Why? Because non-allied player gained 7 victory points in the previous turn, and allied player gained 43. So the difference of 12 points is definitely on allied player. So he holds initiative, and we are removing victory points, these 2 marker, on the level of 0. Alright, so that's all for this part of the game. We are going into electronic detection phase. So we can do some electronic detections. For allied player, I'm going to do them because I would like to detect, for example, this headquarter, that headquarter here. So there will be a lot of stuff to do, mostly on this side of the board. So let's start. This headquarter, I have 6 detections. It is detected. Now for this launcher, it isn't detected. This launcher, it is detected. It is a real launcher. So these are 3 detections. We have 3 more to go. So this launcher, it is detected and it's dummy. Now this headquarter, it isn't detected, and my last roll for this headquarter, it is detected. Okay, so that's all for allied detections, and now non-allied player. Well, what can I do? I can only detect headquarters, and all of the headquarters are quite good protected. So I will try to detect this one. 4, nothing. Second Iranian detection, nothing. And the last one, nothing. And now I have 1 Chinese detection, and I think I'm going to do it here. So nothing. That was a very unlucky electronic detection. Now we are going to first Special Operation Forces segment. I have plenty of special forces because they took almost no losses in the previous turns, so that's good. And now, here, there, 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 there. I can send them almost everywhere. Here, there, there. And where next? I have still one more left, so let it be here. Okay. So now I have to remember to make all of these actions because there is a lot of them. So here I am making detection. 6, nothing. Survival, they are fine. Here I am making right. 1, that's the 1 strike. And survival, they are safe. Here detection 4, so this one is detected. And 9, they are eliminated. Next, what I am doing next? Here here detection 9, nothing, and they are safe. I think I forgot about something. I'm looking around. Okay, so next one goes here. This is right, and that's airfield in the roof terrain. So let me check. No, that's nothing. So survival, they are safe. Next, here, right versus airbase, that's hit. And 0 versus installation, that's 2. So strike 2, and that was strike 1, so it is destroyed. So destroyed, collateral damage, and 2 victory points for destroying enemy airbase. And survival, they are fine. Next, here, 3 versus installation in the roof terrain. That's 1 hit. So collateral damage, strike 1. And survival, that's 6. -2 + 1, they are safe. Next we are going here. SAM, nothing, and they are safe. Detection 3, that's 1. And survival, they are eliminated. And the last 2 are here. First one goes there. 1, so it is reduced. And survival, they are eliminated. And finally here I am making targeting 1, 2, and for the targeting 2 it is -1, and survival 7, -1 plus -1, that's 6, because this is targeting mission, not a right mission, so I have 6, so I'm fine. Alright, that was a long Special Operation Forces phase, but we made it. So next we are I'm checking if I didn't forget about something, because you know it is easy to forget about one or two missions when you have so many of them. So that would be everything. Let's do collateral damage. Here this airbase destroyed, so I also have a move counter with airbases destroyed, and now that's 0. This is bad. So let's go on to Irani's units. So they lost 1 air mobile point, 1 AO unit takes loss by the player's choice, so let it be this one. And now allied player is choosing 1, which is going to take another loss, and I think this is going to be this Su-35. So another 2 victory points for Allied player. And now here for strike 1. That's 6, that's nothing. Okay, so that's all for all the special forces stuff. And now we are going into our naval phase with a lot of air units available. But now we have to move some of them out. First, let's check for the air bases destroyed. So Iran has 2 counter of air bases destroyed on 2, so they have to move one of their units into flown box. Now they have 1, 2, 3 strike markers, so they also have to move one of their units into flown box. Now Allied player has one airbase destroyed marker of Saudi Arabia, no, on United Arab Emirates. So I am moving this one to flown, and has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strike markers. So 2 of our units must be moved into flown from the Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates of Oman. So of 2 of them, this one and that one. Okay, so that's all. Now we can send our fighters in the air. So here, here, there, 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 and that. Alright, so that's all, or maybe one F-35 on Hurt. And now, non-Allied player. He will take one last attempt to do something in the air, though this might be very hard with a limited number of fighters available, but still okay, so that's all. And let me check. No, I don't want to send anymore. So now that's all. And now Allied player has AVAX advantage of 2, so he's choosing first 2 duels. So I'm taking my Raptors, and they are going to be sent versus best enemy fighters of enemy planes, and then my F-15s are going to fight versus J-11s. Now Irani's player J-11, and for the opponent I'm going to choose worst fighter on the enemy side, this Omanis F-16. Now Allied player F-35 versus Su-35 and F-35 versus MiG-21. Next, J-10 versus F-16. Allied player F-15 versus F-4 and Eurofighter Typhoon versus MiG-29. Non-Allied player Tomcat versus Eurofighter Typhoon and Allied player Eurofighter Typhoon versus another Tomcat. So I have these 2, Rafale and Typhoon, to be sent, and they are going to be sent here and there. Okay, all the duels are now ready, so we can resolve them. Let's start here. This F-22 is stealth, so it cannot be attacked until dogfight, and it fires on J-11. First on long range, that's 3. I'm afraid that we won't see this J-11 for a long time, so that's 3, and +1, that's abort. Now here, F-15 versus J-11. They both fight in standoff with 0, so F-15, 4 in 0, that's advantage, and J-11, 7, nothing. So now dogfight, F-15 fires first, and 0 in 0, it is damaged and aborted. Next, F-16 and Typhoon versus J-11. So Typhoon fires on the long range with -1, nothing. Next, standoff. J-11 fires on Typhoon, nothing. And Typhoon and F-16 are firing on J-11 with +1 each. So that's -1, and they have +1 to die roll. 7 and 3. So 3, this is advantage for Typhoon. So now they are firing in the dogfight. And Typhoon fires first because it has advantage. 3 on -1, that's damage. Now F-16 fires next with +1 and +1 for the pilot skill. Nothing. And J-11 fires on F-16, no, on Typhoon. That's -1 and +1 for pilot skill. That's damage. Next, F-35 versus Su-35. F-35 fires on long range. That's 5 on the 0. That's advantage. Next, dogfight. Standoff. F-35 only. That's 2 on 0. That's abort. Now here, same situation, F-35 versus MiG-29. So long range, 3, that's abort. Now there, J-10 versus F-16 and Rafale. Rafale fires on long range, nothing. Next, standoff. So they are all firing with 0 and Rafale has +1. So Rafale first, that's 3 on 0, that's abort. So this one is aborted. Now F-16, that's 2, that's abort again, so nothing. And J-10 fires on F-16, nothing. So it is aborted. Now F-15 versus F-4. So standoff, +2, nothing, and -2, nothing. And next, dogfight. F-15, 0, -1, so this one is eliminated. That's +2 for Allied player. Now here, Typhoon versus MiG-29. Typhoon fires on long range. That's 3 on 0, that's abort. Next, Typhoon versus F-14. So standoff. Typhoon, that's 2 on 0, that's that's on +1. That's damage and abort. And it fires with 3 versus 4, that's -1, nothing. And finally, Typhoon versus Tomcat. Long range, nothing. Standoff. Typhoon, nothing. Tomcat, 4, that's +1, so that's 5. On the -1, that's nothing. So dogfight, Typhoon, 0, -1, this one is eliminated. So another 2 victory points for Allied player. And now, well, there is still air supremacy for Allied player, by all means. So that's all for air combat. And now Allied player holds air supremacy and gets AVAX advantage in his favor by 2. So that's all for the air stuff. We are going on to the sea now. And what are we going to do next? First, for the inshore boxes. So here we have enemy naval group, and the adjacent at sea zone is enemy controlled. So we have to make a roll for Persian Gulf now. Non-allied player declares that he spends 1 missile point, and that's 2. So let's count, because there will be some counting here. And now that's C control. There is a carrier group, so that's +2. Subthreat level is on the level of 1, so that's -1, so that's 3. Anti-submarine warfare is on the level of 2, so that's +5. Air superiority is on air supremacy, so that's 7. Patrol boats are on the level of 1, so that's 6. And we spent missile point, so that's 2. So that's -2. So that's 4 in total, and this is contested. So no one holds control over this Persian Gulf. And now let's roll for the Gulf of Oman. That's 2. So that's the same situation until non-allied player will declare that he's spending SSM missile. Yeah, and he does so. So it remains contested. Okay, and now for the C zones we don't have to roll, because this one and that one already hold allied control, and if they are controlled once, they are controlled until the end of the game. So that's all for the C stuff. And now I can roll for the minefields. 1, so one of these minefields is out. And now for the for the detection of the naval units. So first for this group, and now that's -2, so they are point detected. For this one, that's 3, they are also point detected. For this group, 2 and 0, but I believe this is also point detection. Yeah, that's point detection. So there's a series of very good roll for non-allied player. And now here for this surface action group, that's 9, so they aren't detected, and for them 2, they are point detected. So a lot of point detections this turn. And that's all for AO naval phase. Yeah, that's all for AO naval phase. We are going into second special forces phase. So non-allied player can see his special forces to cause some havoc. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are already, but I'm going to send them. I won't get victory points for these, but I might do some problems because of all air bases destroyed. Okay, so that's all. Now let's resolve this. So starting here, yeah, that's the hit. So this one is destroyed, and collateral damage goes in effect, but we don't get victory points. They have survived. Now here, wow! I never expected that it would be that deadly. And now for the survival, 6, that's +1, -1, so they are fine. Here, oh no, sorry, there. 1, that's the effective hit, so that's strike 2. Survival, they are fine. Nothing, they are fine. Here, nothing, and they are fine. And there, nothing, they are fine. So no losses, that's good. And now let's resolve these collateral damages. And this might hurt a lot. Okay, so collateral damage table, and we are 7, that's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing, because 7 or more is no effect. That's also nothing. And here, That's 8. Oh, that was extremely unlucky. So that's nothing. And that's all for the second special operations phase. And we'll be going into first strike phase next. Let's go with strike phase then. And who is going to fire and how? First, nuke stuff, nothing to do. Next, missiles. So, non-allied player 1, 2, 3, and now 4 and 5. And next, I'm going to spend one of my Chinese H6, and it goes to recovery box. And I'm spending it to use one Chinese cruise missile versus this carrier group here. Okay, and I think that's all for non-allied player. And now for allied player, he finally has some missile points that he wants to use. Because why not? There is strike 1 here, so I'm going to hit them with one Scout, because I have 4 missile points, so why not? And which one is going to be next? I think this one. Okay, so these are my targets, and I will send one cruise missile with my ships. Okay, so now we can resolve all these missile strikes, starting with non-allied player. So first here, that's 2, so that's 1 strike, so this airfield is destroyed. And collateral damage. No victory points because it was under repair. Now here, 4, that's strike 1, and collateral damage. Here, it's +1 for TAD, that's 9, so that's nothing. Here, that's 4, so that's strike 1. Collateral damage, and there, that's 8, so nothing. So 5 missile points spent, so now we had 14, so now there will be 9 missile points remaining on a non-allied player side, and now allied player. First, here, that's 1, and that's hit. That's the other HQ in the roof terrain, and 1, that's 2. So that's 2, and that's already 1 strike, so this one takes 1 loss. And the second strike goes here. That's 5, so that's no effect, because that's roof terrain. Okay, and next I want to do one more cruise missile strikes. First against this American carrier group in the Persian Gulf. So I'm rolling for the close-in weapon system. That's 2, and their AA is 3. So that's going to be abort. So this one is aborted. And next, here I am firing this cruise missile versus this airbase. That's 4, so that's 1. So that's strike 2. And collateral damage. Okay, so that's all for missiles, and now AO units. So who is going to do what? Well, as for non-allied player, I don't want to do any airstrikes because my air resources are very limited, so I don't want to waste them on very risky operations, because my opponent has a lot of interceptors, good detection, so no. And now for allied player, well, that's something different. I want to do a couple of airstrikes, and now here there, next, there, of course I'm also going to attack enemy air defense trucks, and finally I have only this one launcher detected. That's bad. Okay, here. And do I have any more bombers? Yeah, I have, but the question is if I want to use them now. No, I will wait because I will have one more strike phase, so maybe I will use them later. Okay, and now do I want to send escorts? Yes, I want. Not for all of them, but for all these B-22, they are in need to be escorted. And now we are ready to move. So let's roll with our airstrikes. Here I'm making detection roll. It's -1 because there is hit quarter. So yes, they are detected. So that's normal detection. And SAM value is 4, 2. Oh, that's the effective hit, I believe. 2 and -1 because of the hit quarter. With SAM of 4, that's 1, so that's abort. So these bombers are aborted. Next, here, detection roll, nothing. And now strike, we are striking with 6 versus unit in the mountain. Oh, so mountain and 6. We have -1 for the pilot skill. That's 6. Okay, that's 1 strike only. So they are coming back home. Next, here, detection roll, 5, nothing. And now strike roll, 7 -2, that's 5. So that's just 1 strike. I haven't much luck with these airstrikes. Next, I want to make an interdiction strike here. Oh, sorry, detection roll. No, I wasn't detected. And now strike. 0, yeah, that's an effective strike. So interdiction strike. So they are flying back to Diego. And finally, my last attack goes here versus Lashkar nuclear facility. So I wasn't detected, and strike 6, that's just 1 strike. So nothing spectacular. Alright, so that's all for airstrikes. Now naval and HQ strikes. So they have a range of 2, so they don't have any enemy units in their range, so I cannot make any naval strikes. HQ strikes, no, I'm not going to make any. So that's all for the strike phase. We can go into collateral damage resolving. And now, let's start here. This is destroyed. Nothing. This one is damaged on the value of 1. So that's some hit. Strike 1, that's 1 AO unit. And this is Qatar. So 1 unit is in Qatar. It is Rafale. And 1 unit here, nothing. Okay, and now I spent 2 cruise missile points on the Allied side and 1 cruise missile point on non-Allied side, and 2 missile points on Allied side. Okay, so that's all when it comes to the strike phase. We are going into first supply phase. Let's take a look. First here, these two islands are now in supply because this one is this season is under Allied control and Persian Gulf is contested. So that's fine. I can trace a supply to them. And thus, this port is also in supply. So all they are fine. But here I haven't any airport. No, I don't. So I don't have any port. So they aren't in supply. So I can do emergency supply again to this headquarter here. But I need to roll how much it was, 2 or less. I made it. So that's emergency supply, and then this headquarter can provide a supply to all the units in its range. Okay, so allies are in supply, and now non-allies. I think they are because of this supply base here that provides a supply to all the units fighting in this area. So that's not a problem, and for the remaining ones everything's fine. Okay, so that's all for the supply phase. And one thing I forgot about, there was collateral strike here. 9, okay, that's nothing. Alright, so that's all for first supply phase. We are going into initiative, movement and combat phase. So we are starting with Allied player movement segment. Who is going to move? Let's start with a sea stuff. So this amphibious group goes into Gulf of Oman and then into the Gulf of Oman in Shorebox. So that's where they go. Now for my units in the Jask area. I will move this one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one goes here. I'm using my sea transport to bring 2 more of them. And this battalion goes here. So that's all for them, and I will use my air transport to bring this airborne brigade here. I have an airfield here, so I can do so. Okay, so that's all for them. Now I will use air mobile transport from United Arab Emirates onto Keshm. So that's 9 movement points, and now that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and that's local detection. They are detected. Oh shit. So now we need to make a roll for SAM, and non-allied player SAM, local SAM, of course. So that's 4 or less, and there is -1 because there is enemy headquarter here. Okay, we are fine. And now local AAA. So nothing. Next, these guys are flying here. And they are landing in 2 hexes from enemy headquarters, so we are making a local detection roll. They aren't detected. Okay, so everything's fine. They made it. And I think that's all when it comes to my movement. Yeah, that's all for my movement, and now I can do combat if I want to do any. Let me think. Do I want to make any attacks? Yes, I want to do so. So they are attacking here. So that's 3 plus 5, so that's 8 versus 6. Well, I will take that risk. So that's 8 versus 6, so that's 1.5 to 1. So where did I put my combat table? It's here. And now 7 versus 6. So that's plus 1 and minus 2 because they are defending in the city. So that's 1 to 1. Now attacker is calling for his air support. And I need it badly. So I'm calling for the best support I can get. Well, let's keep one of them because I might need it later. And let's give it this F-35. That should be enough. So now let's roll for them for detection. They are detected. So SAM for A10. Oh hell! It is aborted. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And now for him, 7, he is fine. So we have minus 3. Okay, it doesn't look good now. Where did I put counter? Oh, here it is. So that's minus 3. And now non-allied player. These combat helicopters, 0, they were detected. And 1, they are aborted. So nothing. And now, who can help me here? This Su-24. They weren't detected, so they provide 2. So that's minus 1 in total. Oh, that's 3 in 1 and minus 1, that's 2. So that's 2. 1 and 1, 1, 1 and retreat. So they take 1 loss. They also take 1 loss and they have to retreat. They cannot retreat and then they are in the city. Since they are in the city, they can make a roll to see if they are able to ignore retreat result. They have 5 and 5, so they need to roll 5 or less. They made it, so they can ignore retreat. Okay, that wasn't good. So I don't have any more attacks to resolve for allied player, and that would be all. So now let's go and make elite reaction movement segment. So now I can move all the non-allied player units that have combat efficiency of 6. And do I have any? I can't see any of such units here, any in the OMZs. So, well, there is one here. And the second one there. Okay, so that's 2 of them, not bad. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. So let them get close. Sadly, their headquarters was destroyed. So I believe so. Yeah. Yes, that's not what they would. Yeah, it was destroyed. So that's all for elite reaction movement segment, and we are going into exploitation movement segment. So I can move all the allied units, save to the ones that are in the enemy ZOC. So this one goes 1, 2, 3, and this missile launcher is eliminated. So I get 2 victory points for allied player. 3, 4, 5, 6. Next. These mechanized battalions are going here. next I am bringing this infantry brigade into Yask, and that's all for this area. Now this one is in enemy Zog because they have a total stacking value of 2, so it cannot move. That's unfortunate. So I am moving here, and this one goes here. So that's all. I'm not making any movement, and I'm not making any attacks. So that would be everything when it comes to my exploitation movement segment. We are going into reaction movement segment, where non-allied player can move his troops. Alright, so who is going to move? Let's start here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's for them. Next. One. And now what I want to do here. Do I want to attack this hex, which is well defended and has enough of the support, or do I simply want to block American positions? So maybe I should stay here, since I have a zone of control over this hex, so they won't be able to pass through this road until I will get some more reinforcements coming. Otherwise that would be weak and probably extremely costly attack that won't give me much. So that's, I'm not going to do anything more here. And now I'm waiting for the reinforcements coming from here. So that's half, that's 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will have 2 strong units approaching them. Hope this will be enough. And the remaining units of this group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, or maybe not. Let's bring this headquarter back here, because I need to protect this area as well. Alright, so who is next? This division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, oh maybe not. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4. So these are all my reinforcements. And now, do I want to make any attacks with my Iranian units? And that's the tough question. The only position where I can actually attack is here. I have both of these units again in the full strength, which is good. So maybe I should try. So yeah, I have 8, and it is halved because we are attacking through this dotted line, so that's 4. I'm calling for the headquarter, so that's another 4, so that's 8. And now I have 2 and 5, so that's 7. So that's 8 versus 7, so that's 1 to 1 and minus 1. Now where did I... okay. So that's minus 1 die roll modifier and 1 to 1. Next. This one is going to be a leading force, so it's 6, and this one is going to be a leading force, so that's 4. So that's minus 2. Alright, so next I need to make to check for die roll modifiers. So first, combat helicopters. I am calling for this one, so let's roll for local detection. It is detected, local sum 1 and minus 1 because of the hit quarter, so that's 0 and 0, that's X. So they are eliminated. And that's 1 victory point for allied player. Next, I am calling for these combat helicopters. So same, local detection and minus 1, that's 6, so they are fine. So I can get plus 2, so now that's plus 1. Next, air support. So non-allied player calls for his Su-24, while allied player calls for his F-16s. So, for non-allied player, detection 9, they are undetected, and now for F-16s, they are detected. So now let's roll for SAM, 6, minus 1, that's 5, and the sum has a value of 4. So 4 and 5, that's nothing. So they are undetected, so we have 2 and 3, so that's plus 1 in total. Next, we are in the town, so that's another plus 1. So total modifier is plus 3. It doesn't look good. That's 9. That's minus 2. So attacker takes 2 losses. And that's all. Well, I knew that attacker will take losses. That was quite obvious with these odds. But I hoped that the defender will be also forced to take some losses. But, well, happens. Okay, so nothing more when it comes to non-allied player attacks. So that's the end of the initiative, movement and combat phase. We are going into second strike phase. So, non-allied player, how many missile points he has? 9. Oh, that's few. So do I want to make more strikes? Well, I won't. It won't hurt to try. So 1, 2, 3. Only a 3. Nothing more. So let's make it here. Nothing. 9, nothing. And 3, strike 1. So 3 missile points out. Now allied player. Allied player wants to go with his missile strikes. He is going to do 1 here and 1 cruise missile here. So first here. That's nothing. So 1 missile point and 1 cruise missile shot from the ships. That's nothing. So 1 cruise missile out. Okay, so that's all for airstrikes. Now, for missile strikes. Now for airstrikes. Do I want to do any airstrikes? Yes, I want. Here and there. Any more? Actually, yes. I will do so. here, and let me see any good targets around. Oh no, so that's all. Okay. So I'm starting here. Detection. They are detected. So SAM 5 -1 for headquarter, that's 4. And we are using a column of 4. Oh, I forgot about my white vessels. So they are first to go. So first here versus detection. So detection, they aren't detected, and now their strike, nothing. Now next versus SAM, detection, they are detected. SAM, that's 2, and that's 2. That's +2 for their attack. So they have +2 and -2, so nothing, and 0. Wow, they scored a hit. White vessel 0, that's -2. So they are both coming home to United Arabian Emirates. And now let me go back here. Okay, so now for here, detection, they aren't detected, and strike, nothing. Here, detection, they aren't detected, strike, nothing. Oh, shit. And here, this one is escorting and this one is attacking. So detection, nothing, strike, once. Oh, we have strike of 3 and 1 in the clear terrain. So that's strike 2. And they are coming back home. So that's all for airstrikes. Yeah, that's all for airstrikes. We haven't any more strikes to resolve. Yeah, we haven't. So next, let's go into the collateral damage. We have one collateral damage to resolve, which is here. 1, that's the hit on the strike 1 versus airbase. That's 1 AO unit and 1 air mobile point. So one air mobile point, and this is Oman. So 1 F-16 in Oman is weakened. So that's all for the second strike phase, and now we are going into basic movement and combat phase. So time for allied player to move his troops, and what I want to do is to take this amphibious group from the Gulf of Oman inshore box, and they are going to make a land. And my plan is to arrive here and make attack on Konarak. So they will do amphibious assault here, and that's all. Now here they are going to stay here defending this area. Now these mechanized units, what is the cost of moving through the roof terrain for mechanized unit? 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's all for them. Now let's go on to Keshm. And here on the Keshm, well, that's nothing more to do. So now let's go and resolve our attacks. So I'm attacking here. I have 3, 5 and 10. versus 1 and 5. So that's 2 to 1. Next, 7 versus 5, so that's plus 2, but they are in the city, so that's minus 2. So we are remaining in the, oh, I took wrong counters, in the 2 to 1. Next, combat support. They are calling for their combat helicopters. So local, they are detected, and local SAM, they aren't hit, so we have minus 2. Now my air support. Detection, 3, they are detected, and SAM, they aren't hit, and they aren't hit. So that's fine, we have 7, so that's minus 9, and Defender is calling for his own support with this Chinese J16 detection. They aren't detected, so that's a plus 2. So we have total of minus 7, and we have 2 different formations on the Allied side, but that it does not apply to NATO. So we are not using this. So that would be all, and now we can make a roll. That's 5 minus 7, that's minus 2. So that's 1 loss on American side, 3 losses on Iran side. So these 2 units are eliminated, and this American unit takes 1 loss. So we have 3 victory points for headquarter, 2 victory points for brigade. So that's total of 5. And we are entering the city. And we have to draw clearing marker. I should also mark these 2 towns as pending control because I moved through them, so they are now pending control. And these airplanes are coming back home. United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. This one returns to flown. And that's all here, but that's not all. Now I have this amphibious landing here to do. And this is going to be quite risky. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's my strength, and I am halving it because that's amphibious assault. So that's 4. 4 versus 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 to 1 and minus 1. Next, I am using this one as a leading force, so that's 7 versus 3, so that's plus 3. So 1, 2, 3, 3 to 1. I have minus 2 because I'm attacking a city, so that's 1.5. And I am making amphibious assault, so that's minus 1. So we have 1.5 to 1 now. And now let's calculate modifiers. So I am rolling for these combat helicopters. They aren't detected, so that's minus 1. I am calling for my ships, so that's 2. So 4. And now I need some good air support to make it happen. So I'm calling for 2 Super Hornets to help me. And now detection. They are detected. Oh hell. So SAM fire for the first one. Nothing for the second one. It is 0. Oh my. That's bad. Our SAM is on the level of 2. So 0 is X. So 1 loss and it can continue its mission. So we have -5 in total, so that will be -9. And defender calls for his Su-22 detection for -1 because of the hit quarter, so they are detected, and SAM, that's 2. On the SAM of 6, that's abort. So this one is aborted. Okay, so we have 1 to 1 and -9. So bad odds, good modifiers. And great roll. So that's -2 and retreat. So they take 2 losses and they have to retreat. But they are defending in the city. So they can ignore the retreat if they will get a roll that is lower than their combat efficiency. So it is 4, so I need to roll 4 or less. Oh my god, no! No! So they are moving out. I am taking Konarak. And now I need to be marked with clearing marker, because this is city. Okay, so it has to be cleared. They are coming back home on the carrier, and that's all for allied player combat phase. So now we have non-allied player movement phase. Also, I eliminated 2 battalions, so 2 victory points for allied player. I think the situation is getting more dire for non-allied player. I can move here. Well, this city should hold itself for a while, but there, where I planned to make some kind of attack, the situation isn't that good. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. So I have enough troops to block American advance, but until they will make some might get some success here, then I won't be able to attack from this direction, because all these units are quite poor and weak, save to these 2 air mobile brigades. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They are going to remain here. This hit quarter moves here, and this division goes there. I will send these 2 battalions here, and that should help me to hold this city safe. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that would be everything when it comes to my movement. Oh no, not at all. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's all. And now combat. I will attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can support them. So that's 4, 10, 15 versus 5. So that's 3 to 1. And now, this is roof terrain. And this one is going to be a leading force, so that's 5. And this one is going to be a leading force, so that's 4. So that's +1 in favor of the attacker. It is 3 to 1 now. And that's all when it comes to the column shifts. Now, die roll modifier. Attacker is calling for his support. So this Suitor T flies here to help me. Let's see if it can make it. That's the local detection. And 2, it is detected. So local SAM, nothing. So that's -2. Now defender calls for his support as well. Now that's detection roll. They are detected. And SAM 4 with SAM value of 2. That's +1. So we have not 3 but 2. So that will be 0 now. They are defending in the town, so that's +1 in favor of the defender. And that's all. So let me make a roll. That's 2 +1, so that's 3. So these are 2 losses for the defender. So 1 loss and a second loss. So 1 brigade is eliminated. Then non-allied player gains 2 victory points. These planes are back to flown. And that's all for all the attacks of non-allied player. So that's the end of this phase. Now we are going into isolation surrender phase, but no one is marked with isolation markers, no one, and I don't have anyone to put them on, so nothing. Okay, reorganization phase. First we have to bring all the helicopters back to normal. I can also remove this emergency supply. Do I have any more helicopters around? I think I have here one. Oh, here it is, but it wasn't used. Okay, so that's all. Now all AO units. So we are going back onto the airboard. And now all air units are returning into ready box. So they are coming here. They should be here. Okay, my mistake. This one returns here. Okay, all the units from flown are returning into ready. And a big group of my planes from Diego Garcia. I really think that the Diego should have a bigger box in this board because it is getting crowded as hell in a very short time. Okay, and now for non-allied player. Now for roll for units in the... Oh, I forgot about them. Now roll for units in the recovery box. We have 1 unit in recovery box. into flown, and now for all the units in a board box. So here into flown, and now for the Iran and China, 1, 2, and 3. So these 3 are into flown, 1, 2, and 3. So these 3 are into flown, and the last 2, 1 and 0. So this Tomcat returns into ready box. So that's all for them. So now Special Forces units are back into available boxes. Conduct clearing operations. So we have to conduct our clearing operations starting here. That's 4, and now I will have to check if I have enough units. This is a city and it needs 3 stacking points to make it safe. We have 2, so it's not going to be safe, and 2, if I will fail with making a roll, I will have to take losses. Alright, so that's 9. Well, let's calculate. 8 because we are in Iran. 7 because one of our units made air mobile movement in this phase. Next, combat efficiency is 5 because as you remember we have it is lowered by 1 during clearing operations, so it's +1, so it's 8. And now minimum safe stacking points are 3, we have 2, so that's -1, so that's 7. So yeah, we made it. So this city is now under American control, and this means that we get +2 for the city and +1 for the airfield, so +3 victory points for allied player. And now another clearing operation goes here. That's 4, that's good, but this is a city and we need 3 stacking points. So 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. So this is going to be safe operation. Even if we would fail, we won't get casualties. So now let's make a roll. That's 5, and now let me check. This is -1 because we are making it in Iran, -1 because we are making an operation in after amphibious assault, so that's 3 now. There is a port, so that's another -2, so that's 1. And now we are going to use our combat efficiency of 6 versus 4, so that's +2, so that's 3. So that's not enough, we failed. Luckily we won't have to take losses because we have enough stacking points, but still this port isn't sized by Americans. No good, because we won't be able to use it. So that's bad. So that's all for clearing operations. Yes, now determine hex control changes. We have 2 hex control changes here. So these are 2 victory points for these hexes. So that's 23. And now that's all for hex control. Next, remove all the detection markers. So there, 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 and there. Any other? I can't see any. Oh yeah, there is one. Now shift all the headquarters that carry no strike markers. Here, this one is already shifted. Here. And that's all. Now remove all the strike 1 markers. Here, here, there, there. Do I have any more? No. Next, oh yeah, I have one more. Next, rotate all the strike 2 markers onto strike 1. Here, there, there, and there. Next, spend supply point to repair all the destroyed installations. So 2 victory points for this one. So that's 2 for Iran. And now for allied player. Oh, I forgot to flip this one. I'm sorry. So this is going to be 6 supply points in total. Here. Oh, come on. And there. And now spend a supply points to repair damaged trucks. So allied player, non-allied player spends 4 of them to repair his SAM and detection. So that's 22. So that's all for the reparations. Oh no, one more thing. Allied player spends 2 supply points to repair his airmobile points. So that's 12. And that's everything. Now I have to check for the base destruction effects. And here in Saudi Arabia I have 2 strike 2 markers. Meaning I have to move half of my air units from Saudi Arabia box from ready into flown. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 of them must move into flown. That's unfortunate. And that's all. So next we are going into reinforcement and replacement phase. Okay, so first allied reinforcements. Do we have any allied reinforcements in this turn? So let us see. This is turn 3, and for allied player, for France we got only 1 supply point. From Commonwealth we also get 1 supply point, but Commonwealth is also going to give us a couple of units. Yeah, 1 special force, 1 combat helicopter and 1 airmobile brigade. So this one goes into United Arab Emirates, and this one goes as well there. That's all for Commonwealth. And now USA. So USA comes with remaining units of 181, sorry, 101 division. They are all going into United Arab Emirates. We are getting another carrier group that goes into Indian Ocean along with their air group. So we have 3 carrier group already. And finally we are nothing more. Right? Oh, 1 airmobile point. So we have now 3. Okay, that's all for allies, and now non-allies. As for China, in the game turn 3, in the tactical surprise, we got nothing. So we get 1 supply point and 2 missile points. And for Iran, in the game turn 3, Okay, so for the game turn 3, what do we have? These two, one solve, and these guys. So again, plenty of reinforcements. And now these two are coming from OMZ1, while all of these are coming from OMZ4. So again, as you can see, we have plenty of our units arriving from this area. Alright, so that's all for our reinforcements, and now replacements. Non-allied player gets 3 replacement points, so he has now 4, because he has 1 left from the previous turn. So I'm spending 2 of them to repair these 2 units, and now I can spend 2 more if I want, and if I can. So let me see, is there any options for me to use them? This is Armored Brigade. How much do I have to pay for Armored Brigade? 2. So that's enough for me to bring this Armored Brigade back into action. So I'm spending all my replacement points. Non-allied player has, allied player has no replacement points in the turn 3, I believe. Let me check. No, USA starts getting its replacement points starting with turn 3. This is 1 replacement point per turn until turn 6. So we have 1 replacement point. That's nothing more. That's not nothing we can do, because 1 replacement point is not going to give us anything. So that's all for our replacements. And now air replacements. Let's check, do we have any air replacements possible? First, for allied player, yes, I'm spending 2 replacement points to repair these Super Hornets. So I had 14, I have 12 now. And nothing to do around. No, this F-16 can be also repaired. So it also, this also cost me 2 supply points. Next, non-allied player. Su-30 cannot be replaced. J-16, I believe it cannot be replaced either. J-11 can be replaced, so 2 supply points and it moves back into flown. And that's all. I don't have anything else to do with air replacements. So that's all for reinforcement and replacement. And finally, we are going into adjust submarine threat and anti-submarine warfare level. We have 1 more American carrier group arriving, so our anti-submarine warfare level is increased by 1. Alright, so that's all for reinforcement and replacement. Victory determination. First, we have to include the petroleum points. So American player holds 5 of these facilities, so he gets 10 victory points. So he has 23, so now he will have 33. And non-allied player holds 3 of them, so he gets 6. So he has 150 and 4, so he will have 160. Alright, so now we have to add victory points this turn to the total number of victory points. So, allied player gained 33, so he has 170 and 170, so it will be 203 now. And non-allied player has 160 plus 2, so it will be 160 and 2. So that's 40 victory points difference for allied player now. Looks like that victory is coming close, right? Nope, that's not true. Why? Because yes, that would be normally 1 or 2 turns, and we will be able to reach the required level of victory points difference. Let me check. It is 90 victory points difference, and we have already 40, so we need 50 and we will be victorious. Sounds great, but yeah, but that's not true. Where is the tricky part? Here. For every launcher on the board, we have to subtract 10 victory points. So this makes a game much longer. Otherwise, an allied player would be able to win easily in about 4-8 turns. No more. But since these missile launchers are decreasing our number of victory points, they themselves can make a game much longer. As you can see here, Iran isn't strong enough to make a lot of strong successful attacks versus allied forces, but he has enough of them to form a strong defense line, blocking all the ways deeper into the country. And I think that's the best strategy for the non-allied player here. But I think this is a moment where I can call it a day. I mean, playing this scenario more would be probably interesting, but I don't think much of people would like to watch it, because that would be incredibly long. I would probably have to play 6 or 7 turns more until I will be able to finish, because of these launchers around. And I don't think that it would be much interesting for my viewers. So I think this is a moment where I can say stop. I was able to cover most of the rules in this game. I think most of them, all of them. If I made any mistakes, and I'm sure I made 1 or 2, that's I'm certain of, because like I said, this game is complex, you are more than welcome then post them in the comments and tell me about it. So that's all. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.